It's the full team. I can't believe it. When's the last time the whole team has been together? Anybody?
Last Tuesday?
No, Johnny boy. No, Johnny boy. We were always missing somebody, but today it's a full shot. Take a look at that. Take a look at the America First podcast here at the America First Warehouse. We have a mission. We have a mission, and you can feel it when you come into the warehouse. We have a mission to spread the truth. We have a mission to spread the word of Jesus Christ. One nation under God. What an incredible place to be, and we're open for business, and so is the American people. Good morning, my great team over here. Lisa Azzarelli. I can't believe you're here. Don't you like the free state of Florida better than New York?
No, I love the free state of Florida, but my roots are in New York, and I have to be here for the Christmas season because it's always the best.
Now, Florida and New York has this rule. I think it's like 51% of the time you must spend in the great state of Florida in order to have tax-free benefits. Is that true?
No, that's not true. It's a homestead.
Hold on, a Florida boy over there. He wants to jump in. Johnny Blanket, how you doing? Where you been? How's your foot?
Getting better, thank you. You had a great time this weekend. We had all kinds of events at the America First Warehouse, and I felt very safe. There was security. I did tell them the rule that there's 80% of us are packing over here, so we really didn't need them. But it was a great time, great stuff, and I got around great on my leg, and I appreciate that. Now you threw me off. I had something important to say, Joe, and you messed me up.
The tax exemption.
Oh, yeah.
The Florida tax law,
Florida,
as per Johnny Blanket.
It's called a homestead exemption, and as long as you have that as your primary residence, the senators and the congressional people probably cheat on it. You can get a tax exempt for being a resident of the state of Florida.
Well, Lisa over here concurs. So, Johnny boy, you do speak some wise words. And thank you for coming here. I'm so happy your foot is better because Johnny boy broke his foot roughhousing a little bit with some January 6th friends of ours. I can't tell you which one they were, allegedly. And my alleged boy over here, KDJ, I love you, brother. You're back here at the warehouse. How's it going with you?
I love you back, my friend. And for the record, I didn't mess up this gentleman's foot. You sort of made it look like I could have been involved in them.
Well, I said it was alleged, Kev.
Alleged.
I never committed anything to anything.
That's alleged, too. You know what? Thank you, Joe. I'm doing really well. It's Christmas, and I'm making a point on my radio show to say Merry Christmas, and Monday is going to be Merry MAGA Christmas, where people are going to call and text from all over. It's going to be no happy holidays, nothing. This is how we keep our culture intact, because we see on the other side of the Atlantic Ocean, they're doing everything they can to end our civilization. France, they're not doing their New Year's Eve thing anymore because of the religion of peace. Might blow people up. I call them the religion of pieces because they explode. And we're seeing they're attacking Christmas markets, and they're canceling our culture. Not here, not today, not on our watch.
Freddie Rubino, my brother. KDJ, you're an amazing man. That's why I think you're so spectacular. Go back to KDJ. I want to put that shot back up there because here's an important moment. Look at that man right there. What a set of hair. His head is amazing. I think that's one of your showpieces. As a matter of fact, Johnny, Mom says he's got great hair, didn't she?
She always comments how great Kevin looks. Yes.
Yes, my mom. Thank you, Mom. Now, listen, next to Johnny is the great Fred Rubino. I'm surprised he's not sleepy and tired. He's been working so hard this weekend.
I'd just like to wish all my Muslim brothers a happy Hanukkah and hope that you go to your rabbi and get some nice gold coins. I think that's what they give on Hanukkah, gold chocolate coins, something with coins. It's Hanukkah.
Yes.
I think they actually give each other children.
I think they sue each other. I think it's.
No, I mean the Muslims give each other children.
Oh yeah. Probably to marry.
Yeah.
I love Christmas. So Merry Christmas is what I like to hear and I like to say. But it was never a big thing until of recent when they all got woke. But if it's a Jewish friend, you say Merry Christmas, don't they get worked up? They wanted a Happy Hanukkah, and isn't that where the Happy Holidays came in to cover everybody?
No, Johnny boy, I hate to beg to differ. What hole did you climb under? It was the woke community created by Barack Obama. That's when they started this. KDJ, please confirm.
100%. Kwanzaa's not a real holiday. That was just so that, Barack Obama could further separate us by race. And when Kamala Lala Ding Dong said, oh, yeah, I used to celebrate Kwanzaa. That's it, Kwanzaa. He said, and they said, oh, when? And they did the math. there wasn't even a Kwanzaa when she pretended she was graduating or celebrating Kwanzaa. So it was a big little psyop, I should say, to separate us and make us hate each other a little more. It's exactly, you're 100% right, Joe.
You pointed to John, but I knew that he really meant Joe, so he was pointing to the left. This happens a lot between us, Johnny, don't you think? You know what? I don't want to confuse anybody, so I'm going to take my glasses off.
You should show his leg. Just show his leg.
We actually do very well, and only when you're not here do people looking for me to give, hello, hi, you give me a kick, hello, and I didn't know who they were. Sorry.
Johnny boy, this place is covered. Not only is it covered with heavy arsenal of guns and ammunition, the cameras are constantly rolling. We have the red button, the nuclear button available to blow the place up. Anyway, let's try and be nice about things. I love Merry Christmas, and I say Merry Christmas all the time, and I try not to get upset with any reaction that comes my way because it's not my issue. My issue and my Merry Christmas is for everybody, and it's through the Lord Jesus Christ. So I have no problem saying, you can say what you want, you can throw a pound of bacon at me or whatever you want, but I love this country, I love my Lord, and I love the life that He's given us, and so it's Merry Christmas to everybody. Lisa?
I completely agree. We go back to the Founding Fathers, and we know that a majority of them had their faith within Christianity, and so many of the principles were built on that. And what we see these politicians doing over this past decade has been an attack on Christianity, which is a shame. And it also happened with Easter, if we recall. There was that terrible mass murder that took place in another country, and they had said it was, a holiday, a massacre. They would refuse to call it an Easter massacre. And I believe it was Hillary Clinton and Obama, again, who were refusing to say Happy Easter. Now we have it again with Merry Christmas, even prior to Easter. So why they attempt to change the vocabulary, change the wording, it's just a sure and clear sign that they are trying to take away from Christians. And that is an attack. And how people don't recognize that and get angry over that, too. The same way we should be angry when anybody is deprived of their religious rights. It's a shame.
Well, I don't want anybody to get angry, but there is, if you can queue up the list of the Islamic attacks on the world, and this is where they feel that they can, and this is where it's coming into the United States. Don't underestimate it. Hey, let's run that one. Thank you, Bill.
Seems to be a repetitive pattern of what inspires terrorists to commit terrorist attacks. I expose how terrible Islam is, so make sure you follow me. The terrorist attack in Nice, France was conducted by a Muslim. The 2017 Paris attacks were conducted by Muslims. The reason they have to check our shoes in the airport is because of a shoe bomber. He was Muslim. There was the underwear attacker. He was also a Muslim. The terrorist attack in Orlando on the nightclub. He was a Muslim. The Westminster attack. Muslim. Boston Marathon bombers. The Manchester Arena bombers, the Pan Am bombers, the Fort Hood shooter, the Beltway snipers, 2005 Bali bombings, the murder of Lee Rigby, the USS Cole bombers, the London Bridge attack, the Madrid train bombers, the Charlie Hebdo attacks, the San Bernardino attacks, all Muslims. 3,000 Americans dead on 9/11, Muslims. Beirut Marine bombers, Muslims. The reason it's all Muslims attacking Western societies is because they truly believe that we're infidels and apostates. And they go and actually do this because they believe that their God is going to somehow reward them for killing all of us. And the solution to minimize this or to completely stop this is the same solution that we've been saying for a while now. Stop importing people into the country that fundamentally hate you.
Wow. I saw that. Billy, thank you very much. I know it was a little lengthy and probably a lot hard to handle because he just threw one truth right after the other. So I know what reality is. But the one thing that stood out in my mind that was consistent with each one of these stories and events that have happened is they were all performed by white supremacists. Anybody want to deny me this?
It's amazing to me that some people just can't put one and one and one and one and one and one together like that guy just did and see who the problem is and what the problem is. Or, I didn't know we were going to have this conversation, but there's a video of a guy, there's a bunch of them, but one guy in particular in Dearborn saying, we're here to take over. Yeah, you're all going to be Muslims or dead. We're going to let you pick. Now, when they're telling you that, I believe them. I believe them. When someone says we're going to convert you or kill you, you should probably take them seriously. And number one, Here's my new thing. Never trust a person that explodes.
Now, let me tell you something. All of those attacks, that's what we know.
Yeah.
Stabbing attacks in Europe are up like 800 to 1,000%. So for every attack, there's 10 others that they covered up. They won't show you. Even now, there's the Brown University. We don't know who it was. It's always a cover-up. So if you have 10 Muslim attacks, there's 100 that we don't know about.
And our president put out a no Muslim travel ban back in his first term because we knew back then they were evil people. I mean, this is their religion to hurt us. It's their religion. It's unbelievable.
It is sad, Johnny, and I will tell you, and it's going to go into the next segment when we talk a little about the Trump derangement syndrome. But I believe that everybody has a right to, live their life that they want in this country. But you have to adhere to the way we live. You have to learn our language. You have to learn our laws, and you have to honestly believe. We don't care about your burqa. Maybe this one might work. I think that this might work. Wait a minute. Let me get my eye out of there so we can see me. Get a close-up on this. The only approved burqa ever. We'll be back. Lisa, say goodbye.
See you in a minute.
10 seconds. Johnny, 10 seconds. Take it.
Make it 10. America First Warehouse.
Ready.
We love ya. 10-second Johnny. That's what they used to call him.
Ready.
Most people think they have options when searching for the best deals when they travel. But here's the shocking truth. 100% of the major travel agencies are owned by just two entities, Expedia and Booking Holdings. They claim to offer the lowest rates, but due to the hotel rate parity agreement, they all have the same pricing, limiting genuine competition. When you book through these sites, you act as your own travel agent, but the profits are going to organizations that don't support our patriot values. We cannot allow that to continue. So, we decided to make travel great again by starting a US-based travel membership platform, mypatriottravel.com. We are patriots helping patriots. Together, we can disrupt the travel industry by not spending our hard-earned dollars supporting the radical left. For just $29.99 per month, you gain access to true wholesale rates on travel, saving you on average 35% and up to 65%. Book as often as you like, with no limits. Keep your hard-earned dollars in your pocket and spend them on things you need and want to support. Go to mypatriottravel.com/TAFW and grab your membership today. mypatriottravel.com/TAFW. Making travel great again.
Hey, fellow patriots, it's Cindy Gross here, host of Right for America, from your favorite place, the America First Warehouse. You've seen me show on my show so many products from this country's #1 most patriotic manufacturer with close to 400 products. You need to exchange the products you use in your house to this company and make your dollars count in our country.
I'm sure you guys remember the platinum single Justice for All with Donald Trump and the J6 Prison Choir. Well, get ready for round 2. We're coming out with Anthem of the Free with High Res and the J6 Prison Choir. It's coming out now. It's pre-sale until December 19th when it drops. Get yours on all platforms, Google Play, Apple iTunes. Get it. It's going to be hot.
Justice for all, our voices ring. The anthem of the free.
It's me, Joe the Box, the America First Warehouse, most patriotic venue in all the land.
The America First Warehouse, a beacon for the sea, a symbol of unity. For the patriots of America, we stand tall and free. In the America First Warehouse, where our hearts will always be.
Yeah, QR code. Hey, we're back here at the America First Warehouse. And yeah, there's a clock in front of us. So we're watching it. We're trying to be professional in this show, as you can see. Lisa worked so hard all weekend. She's given us a bunch of show notes on what to do. Maybe we can get a quick rundown. Oh, she's going to love this one. Of the news and the notes, for the next, hour and a half that we have.
Okay, so there are quite a few things that have been going on. We know, obviously, we're going to discuss the tragic murder of Rob Reiner and his wife, Michelle. But before we get to that, there have been many other things taking place. We know that Trump had 3 more boat strikes on the Venezuelan drug cartel. Yep, they were verified by the intelligence agency prior to the strikes. So CNN can't say it's children again, and then we have congressional committee has accused the DC police chief of cooking the books. So it turns out that Pamela Smith, the police chief, was falsifying the high crime rate in D.C., and that is now coming out. We also know that Apple has agreed to pay a $95 million lawsuit settlement because Siri, indeed, it's not conspiracy theory, has been listening to conversations, and they've been recording us and then sending it to marketers for the things that people have been speaking about.
That's why I get all those ED medication things. Every time I talk to my wife, I get ED medicine right to your door.
Use our
bill for
promo code.
I want a piece of that
They got a
settlement.
bill for everything. You name it, they got it. It's crazy.
Now,
Sorry.
I'm ready.
Sorry.
Take it easy.
You know
I have
how
to break
it is
in with
here?
ED medicine.
On the American First podcast, we got a lot of good comedy, so sometimes I just stop and get caught up in it. I apologize.
wait, Lisa, let me ask you.
Yes.
Do you think the marketers are the only people getting those conversations?
Oh, that's where it goes next, KGJ. You are on the right path.
Sniff,
It is-
sniff.
Right. It is very interesting where those conversations are going. And I don't know if anyone else has experienced this, but I'm going to digress for one moment in that more recently when I have called in, because I'm still old school and I refuse to go online sometimes, I want to speak to a customer representative. And there is the announcement that used to say this conversation will be recorded for quality purposes, right? Now it says, and your voice will be kept on file. So when they come on, I immediately say, I do not permit my voice to be kept on file. Well, they do not know what to do with themselves when I say this. Oh, please hold on. Like they have to go and get approval. It's insane, but you have to say that. I do not approve of that. So they are keeping our voice on file, which is very frightening in the horizon of AI. And so using our voices and our images, because now when you go to the airport, they ask you to stand there and take your photo, right? Okay, that's an opt-out. Again, everyone, that's an opt-out.
Do you opt out to that?
Yes, all the time.
Every time?
Every time.
I didn't know. I didn't know you could opt out. So what do
can
you
opt
say to them
out.
when you get to the camera?
That's what I say.
No,
I say,
thank you.
Right. I say, opt out of the photo. They say, okay. And you hand them your license and it's done. Like, you don't have to. You hand them your boarding ticket, and you do not have to take the photo at all. So let's hope that they don't force that. But no.
What if you have a twin?
Well, there you go. Like,
I don't know, what if they put your hands against the wall? What are you going to do then?
They don't trust me. You don't get in any trouble. But
I just wanted a picture of you. You get against the wall. You're a communist. You're a MAGA. I can tell right away.
well, they are trying to make more roadblocks. I think someone was saying recently that they're going to charge $18 if you don't wish to take the photo or something. They'll always find a way to try and make it more difficult and uncomfortable, but it's a matter of really, stepping forward and saying, no, I'm not going to agree to this. And people need to stop being sheeple and agreeing, because they're taking your voice, they're taking your image, and they're making money off of it. I'm sorry, I want royalties on that.
Yeah, they want to take your picture to fly Spirit Airlines for an hour and a half a trip, but they'll give a Somalian illegal a CDL to drive an 18-wheeler tractor trailer across the country.
Yeah.
That's the
And
thing.
there you go, Fred. You led it right into another point of the news pieces that I was going to bring up today.
Thank you, Fred.
There you go, Fred.
Well, I don't like to brag. I'm not all ED medicine,
But sure enough, Newsom is suing Trump, okay, for $33 million being held in federal funding that the Trump administration said, wait a minute. If your drivers are not proficient definition in English, you're not going to get these funds. And so now they're saying that he is illegally withholding funding, federal monies from the state of California. And that's just another example of the lawfare against this administration, how they continue to keep blocking all of Trump's efforts to make this country a safer place and a place where those who come in need to assimilate. And unfortunately, when you have governors like Newsom who are permitting all of these, illegal activities, people can't be passing proper CDL licensing if they can't even read the form. So let's just say that him, Boasberg, who blocked his deportations, now there's an investigation into Boasberg, and if he exceeded his authority, these type of things keep happening over and over again. Lawfare, unfortunately, is another impediment in Trump's administration.
Donald Trump will never stop, and we, the American people, are never going to stop. We want to win, win, win. But what they are doing out there, Lisa, against our great president any way they can, hindering ICE facilities, how stupid are these people? And that's exactly what Trump is saying. And I got to tell you, I feel the same way. Because if you don't think that Trump derangement syndrome does not exist, it does. Look at this arm over here. It was ripped out of my shoulder, pulled behind my back. I did have an itch back there. I was able to get it a lot easier when it was behind my back in that direction. And I had to go to therapy, but I lost work, all because somebody said, I hate Donald Trump.
So you were attacked by Rob Reiner's son? Is that what you're saying?
Thank God I was not. Rob Reiner's son would have been a lot more aggressive on me. And you're speaking of Rob Reiner, because that man, I know he had passed, and peace to you and whatever, but you're going to burn in hell what you have done, brother. What this guy has done in his lifetime, sure, he's got a couple of great shows. He's sold out. He's one of the Hollywood sellouts. He trained his son to be a schmuck. He trained his son to be an addict. And he trains his son to think, hey, maybe I'm not a boy anymore. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. When we talk about the Islamic problem, we also have to add in there the psychopaths that are in this country, and one that ran our government for a while. Remember all of his gayness and dancing at the warehouse with transvestitutes? I don't get what it was. Kevin, you remember that fun stuff?
Every time you mention transvestitutes, I realize you only find these transmobobs on the coast, don't you? It's always the rich people. It's always the Hollywood people. Where I'm from in Michigan, there's not a lot of them. I think that's a social construct that they like to say, look, we got these lady boys, or whatever you want to call them. I think they're part of the problem. I think they're part of the psyop that we're seeing right now.
Well, the saddest thing is that whatever Rob Reiner's son, guilty in my mind, but hey, listen, he's innocent for everybody else. I don't really care. He murdered his parents because of his psychology problem, and let's see what. And everybody's so mad at Trump. Why are you so mad at Trump? Rob Reiner's a good guy. Play that clip that Johnny found. That's time.
Do we have enough time for it?
Yeah, crank that clip up. Willie.
I don't know if they got that.
I'm going to tell you the truth. He's a fraud. He lies. He cheats people. Everything that comes out of his mouth virtually is a lie. And he's a con man. And if you look at what he's done with his career and how he's tricked people into things, it's abhorrent. I never liked George W. Bush, his policies, but I didn't get it.
Ew.
Hey, they missed the end of that because it was all
Hate.
I hate the MAGA people. I think that's what he said.
Yep.
No, he
hate
said-
everybody that loves Trump. He hates
Right.
anything to do with Trump for
He
his
said,
whole
I
life.
didn't hate Trump, but he said, I didn't hate Bush, but I hate this man. I mean, that was the end of that clip. And it's sad to see that he was so overcome with vitriol. Personally, I extend condolences to his family and the daughter who found her parents slaughtered by her own sibling is unbearable. And I do wish, to some extent, in all honesty, I understand that Trump, he is forthcoming. He doesn't clothes or hide the way he feels about things, but some things could be better said. And I would not have given, like I said, CNN or any of these places an opportunity to take Trump's words now and use them to further ignite the base that hates Trump or those who follow Reiner. James Woods came on Jesse Waters' show last night, and James Woods is a big supporter of Trump, and he said some very kind words about Rob Reiner and the influence he had in his career. Many people may not even know that even Steve Bannon receives royalties from the Seinfeld show, which agitated Rob Reiner to no end, and he was furious about that as well. I think that it would have been better if at some point that Rob would have acknowledged that things that Trump has done for this country have been extremely beneficial. And that's sad that even though he went on and on about how Trump was colluding with Russia back in the 2016, towards the end, 2020, that when all of that came out, that was false and actually orchestrated by the Clinton and Podesta organization, that he never apologized and never said, oh my gosh, I was wrong. So those are some very sad things that we're going to have to remember about Rob Reiner. But overall, I do extend my condolences.
He is everything that Hollywood is, that man. He is evil, and I don't know, we just got to get rid of it. We got to clean our house up. We need that. You know, if we took a list like you just did, a summary of all the Muslim that came in and caused all this chaos, do the list on transgender murders in the United States. And is that a sickness or not? We need some help. We need some help. We're in trouble.
You know what I don't get? So let's just say, hypothetically, I have a concealed permit license to carry a gun in 40 states. When you renew it or when you go for it, it says, do you have any mental illness? No. Next question. What is your gender? Male, female, non-binary. That's an issue. We'll get back to it.
Have you noticed your money just doesn't stretch like it used to? Your paycheck feels lighter and your savings aren't growing. The culprits? Inflation and increased money supply. They've both been quietly eating away at your purchasing power for years. Today, the dollar's value has dropped significantly. You feel it every time you spend money on goods and services. Back in 1965, $1 or an ounce of silver could buy you a gallon of milk. Fast forward to today. That same dollar barely buys a couple of coffee creamers, while an ounce of silver would get you 8 gallons of milk. Gold and silver have held their value for centuries. If you had 2,500 ounces of silver back in 1965, you could buy a brand new Ford Mustang. Today, 2,500 ounces of silver would buy you 2 Mustangs. Similarly, in the year 2000, 628 ounces of gold would buy a new $170,000 home. Today, 628 ounces would buy you a $2,500,000 home. The problem? 95% of Americans don't own physical gold or silver. They think it's too complicated and too expensive, but it doesn't have to be. We offer a membership program that allows you to buy gold or silver with as little as $1. You can buy fractional amounts, safely vault them, or have them delivered to your doorstep, and you can liquidate them whenever you want at the highest buyback price in the industry. Ready to protect your wealth and keep your purchasing power? Scan the QR code or go to tafw.soundmoney.com to learn more.
Join us for the Family and Freedom Christmas Concert at the America First Warehouse, featuring Natasha Owens, award-winning artist and singer-songwriter of the viral hit Trump Won. An unforgettable night of powerful music, patriotic spirit, and Christmas celebration. Bring your family, bring your friends, and come celebrate the values that unite us this Christmas at the America First Warehouse.
It's me, Joe the Box, and I'm John the Blanket with the America First Podcast.
That's what I'm talking about. The Fred Rubino Podcast, coming to you from the America First Warehouse.
Welcome to Right for America. Issues that unite, don't ignite.
I'm James Justice. We got Stephen Ruth over here. What are we doing, Steve? Fighting!
Welcome to the Patriots Podcast. Good evening, everyone. We live stream every Tuesday night at 7:30 p.m. right here from the America First Warehouse, the most patriotic venue in all the land.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the On the Right Side podcast here at the America First Warehouse in Long Island, New York.
Welcome to Liberty's Cage, the podcast tearing down the walls of America's broken justice system.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Kevin Downey Jr. Podcast Beef.
free, stay free.
Welcome to Suffocating in Suburbia with me, your host, Stevie GB.
How blessed am I to be here at the America First Warehouse. Thank you, our Patriot friends that have come through this warehouse this weekend. You know, I was unable to really kind of be at some of the events, but as you know, with the 80% people packing, it's very important that we film everything as we go. So there's cameras all over the place. You know, private areas are private areas. Of course, that's not the American way. But this warehouse is completely open and transparent to everybody. We want America First Patriots, and this weekend is no exception. Last weekend was great, by the way. Freddie Rubino, you rocked the house, brother. I was laughing so hard. Matter of fact, the warm-up there from Gino Piscotti. Johnny, you like biscottis, don't you? That's like a
Those guys
cookie.
were hilarious. Yes, I don't know. Is that an Italian treat or something? Biscotti?
It is.
Yes, it's an old dried up piece of cake, like Gino.
With it.
No, we had a great time, and thank you for supplying a venue that lets us have freedom of speech. There are clubs in Long Island that won't let me play there because of free speech restrictions, but this is the home of free speech, and I thank you for that.
I want to give a shout out to Bonnie Scalise. Is that
Scalisi?
Scalisi.
Yes.
She was phenomenal. I give her so much credit because you got to be really brave to do that. And you know, we had a lot of people here, maybe 100 some odd people here, and we were filming it and doing it live. And poor Bonnie, in the middle of the stage, there's a little finger that you put so you can plug everything in down here, so we
Right.
can communicate. And she was in her act, and I seen her, you know, like do that. And I felt so bad for her. But she rebounded. She stood right up like a real warrior, like a champion.
Her high
And she
heel
went
got
on.
caught.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't wear heels, because that's happened to me before.
Sometimes we try to pretend that it's part of the show.
We are
Right.
so excited and so honored because we love the Patriots. And I had told you that we have some new Patriots all the time coming through the warehouse. And you might recall this great singer, Nastasha Owens. I know her because I know she does a lot of beautiful Christian songs. But Lisa, can you talk about our guest coming up in the Zoom?
We are so excited to have Natasha Owen. She is a patriotic powerhouse. She has just released her 7th album, America, That America, and we are eager to speak to her. She had a hit called Trump Won, reaching 70 million, and she blew out social media, even though they try to shadow ban her. We are so happy to have you, Natasha. Welcome to the America First podcast.
Thank you so much for having me.
Are you playing that music in the background upstairs, Trump won?
Always. I can't get it out of my head, actually.
That is an incredible time. Now, you shared that song with America. I forgot how I had first found it, but we made it the official playlist of the J6 community when we were down in Washington, D.C. for the last 4 years, standing on Freedom Corner. And it was one of the top songs, right, Johnny Boy?
Oh my God, did we love that? Because we would get heckled from the left side over there. They had loudspeakers. Our speakers were louder, and we played Trump Won, and you know it, for 4 years, you know. And then obviously we got to get another song now that he's in there again. Trump Won actually, and we know it. Great song.
Well,
I love
Lisa
that. That
Azzarelli.
makes me smile. Thank you for telling me that.
Oh yeah.
Lisa did a little introduction on you. The one thing I did not hear, I believe you were just recently in with the president. How did you manage that?
Well, you know, we've had 2 Trump songs. One went platinum, one went gold. The Trump one, there every time. So let me back up. As an artist, every time you have a song that accomplishes something, the record label will make a award to everybody that had anything to do with it, from the writers to the mixers, masters, promoters, all of that. So we did an honorary one for President Trump and gave it to him 2 years ago, and it's hanging in Mar-a-Lago at the moment. So then the chosen one came, that song released last June, a year ago, and it charted and went, broke records on a lot of things. And so we just emailed the White House and said, hey, we have an honorary award for President Trump for the chosen song. Can we bring it? And he said, absolutely. So we got to go to the Oval Office and present him with that music award.
Wow.
That is so incredible. Now, when you first started, did you find a lot of people were like angry at your words in your song?
Oh, yeah. So not in the Christian community. I was in the Christian genre for about 10, 11 years, where when I veered into the political realm of talking about controversial topics, the left doesn't like truth, and they don't like anything to be spoken that goes against what they believe. And so it opened up a whole new world of death threats, witches casting spells, bomb threats, you name it. We've had it and continue to have it still to this day, because one thing is true about music: it's powerful and it's effective. And so it can be very persuasive to someone who may be on the fence of their beliefs. And they know that, and that's why they silence Charlie Kirk. That's why they try to silence people like me.
Well, we pray for you every single day. I love what you're doing. Maybe you might want to go with a little bit of a disguise when you walk around, so they don't know, who you are. Have you thought about that?
No, I pray every day. I try to be smart, and I pray God protect me and guide my path. And you just have to try to live without fear,
So, Natasha, amazing that you just blew the charts away with the Trump One song, and it was shadow banned, as we understand. What inspired you, right? Because you said you came into this Christian community, you've been singing these songs now for almost a decade. What inspired you politically to make that crossover? How did you feel about making that song?
Back to 2020, this is where my journey kind of veered off. I was in contemporary Christian for all these years. 2020, everybody was shut down, and I started my bucket list, and I did a Christmas album, and then I did a patriotic album, not really understanding, because I don't live in Nashville. I know the culture there, I know the industry, but not to the extent of, they had a fit that I did a patriotic album. And they also, the industry did not like that I put a pro-life song on that, which I had no idea that the pro-life song would be the thing that got me boycotted eventually in contemporary Christian. I was very shocked by that. I'm too pro-life. And so my husband had been saying since the 2020 election, we need to do a Trump One song. And I said, sweetheart, I'm on this patriotic walk of, singing to veterans, and I want to go back to ministry, which means Nashville. And they hate Trump. They're absolutely going to ban me. And, I'm not ready to make that leap yet. And so when they did that to me on the pro-life song, he looked at me and he said, Tosh, do you really want to stand up for a genre of music that doesn't stand for life? And it was like a slap in the face. I said, why am I hanging on to this? So I turned and threw a stick of dynamite and said, let's do a Trump One song. And I called my producer, and he's our co-writer. It's always me, my husband, and Ian Escalon in Nashville. And I said, you live there, you're in the industry part. You have to do business with them. This has to be your decision. If you don't want to do this song, you need to tell me, and I'm gonna do it. I'll just have to find somebody else to help me. And he said, let me pray about it. Well, 2 weeks later, he calls at midnight, and he said, we are doing this song, and he's all excited. And I said, okay, well, what just happened? You've been putting me off for weeks. And he said, I was sitting at the table tonight, and I prayed, am I supposed to be involved in this Trump One song? Are we supposed to do a Trump One song? Like, guide me. The hardest part of writing a song is really the first verse. It's the first few words. It sets the tone for the entire song, and I always overthink that. I don't like to start on a verse. So he told God, he said, if we're supposed to do it, give me the words to start this song. And when he stood up from that table, God gave him, you got dead people voting, drop boxes, and Dominion. And I said, oh, God, Ian, we can't say Dominion. At that moment in time, everybody was being sued by Dominion. And he said, no, Tosh, I prayed. This is what God gave me. And this country is under Dominion, and it doesn't have anything to do with the voting machine. And so if we're going to do this song, we're not changing a word. And so I said, okay, we're not going to be afraid. God protect us. And so that was our circumstance. We put it out at a time where no one was allowed to even speak these words. And I just thought we're covered under a different level of protection with songs. That's why you hear songs about murder and rape and horrible things. It's the freedom of expression. So if you can't say it, I want to give you a song to sing it. And that's what we did, and did not realize that the whole world would join in on us and be rooting for us at that moment.
Yes, it was. The power of the Holy Spirit is upon you. I can feel it. I see it. We are so blessed to have you this Saturday at the warehouse, I understand.
I'm so excited to be there. I have not been to New York. Well, I came to New York for the Madison Square Garden Trump rally last year, but I have not been to Long Island in many years, and so I am so excited. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we're going to love having it here, too, because if you think that New Orleans or where the music they play in Nashville hates Trump, this is the total opposite. We are Trump-loving, America-loving, and Trump won, you know it, song-loving.
I would almost disagree, Johnny Boy. I know we do, and we'll be doing some live streaming here. I think you're aware of that. We're sharing. There's a show called That Show Tonight, TST Studios. They're so excited to hear you and watch you. And these guys are great friends with Nashville and the Redneck Riviera. You know where that's at?
Yes, I do. Sure do. John Rich's place.
That's correct. Well, you know, you got such a heavy Brooklyn accent, it was hard for me to understand you.
I've never been accused of that. That's funny. I know. I sense the sarcasm in that. You know,
Yes.
people in Texas ask me where I'm from. I'm half Tennessee, a fourth Tennessee, 3/4 Texas now. And you'll see with my husband this weekend, he's 100% Texan. So definitely south of Brooklyn.
We love Texas. We love the conservative movement. We love the America First movement. Our main strategy around here, just so you know, Natasha, and when you get here, you'll see it, is one nation under God. Our God comes first in everything that we do, every breath that we take, and then we love our families, right? We take our families and we live our life in happiness under the direction of our God. And then after that is our government, and that's what we expect them to stand behind us, the American citizen, and make it important like you put in the show. We'll be back after the break, and you're going to stick around, I hope.
Yes, I will.
You've worked hard and saved, but inflation and increased money supply are eroding your buying power. Protect and grow your wealth with physical gold and silver. Sound Money. With a Sound Money wallet, your wealth stays in your control. Buy fractionally, vault securely, ship directly, and instantly liquidate your gold and silver at the highest buyback price in the industry. Real money, real ownership. Visit tafwsoundmoney.info or scan the QR code and start securing your financial future today.
The America First Ultra MAGA Store. For all your MAGA needs. We sell t-shirts, tumblers, flags, hats, sneakers, bumper stickers, and a whole lot more. The most patriotic America First retail store. The America First Ultra MAGA Store.
At the America First Warehouse. Live at the America First Warehouse on a Friday, Real America's Voice, all across the country, 103.9 LI News Radio, all across your radio, Suffolk County, Long Island. Glad you're in.
Corporate transfer. Fine professional, moving and storage, and inventory management.
America First Warehouse was really the most patriotic venue that you can ever imagine. We wanted to build something for people to be able to come to and feel so comfortable and so relaxed because there is nothing out there like it. We give an opportunity for people to really feel good about themselves and about this great country. Nastasha, did you hear my jingle? America First Warehouse. Right? You like that?
Didn't hear it. I couldn't hear any volume. I could hear you guys talking.
Oh my goodness! I have my own jingle. It's not like the Trump one, and you know it. It's the America First Warehouse, a place for all to see, a beacon of hope. It's got great words to it, and we're gonna play that a lot. We're so happy to have Nastasha Owens back, and the team over here each have questions for you. We have 11 minutes to go through this final segment. You know, we're just gonna end with the show and what's going on with this weekend. But I do know this, that Studio 6B, live from Studio 6B at the America First Warehouse Friday night. That show goes from 8 to 10, Nastasha. And I believe that that Big D or KDJ right next to me will be interviewing, so 35 million people can hear what you have to say. What's your question, KDJ, for the moment?
You know, my question for the moment is, did you say witches put spells on you?
I had 11 witches and warlocks send messages in one form or another whenever the Chosen song came out. And pretty much they all said the same thing. They were going to attach my soul to a demon that was going to drag it to hell. And I just laughed and said, do you not know who my father is? Like, God, I don't have time for this, you know. I underestimated. I actually went through a pretty hard summer of spiritual warfare that I've never, I mean, I'll have to tell you the story sometime. It was unbelievable. So
Absolutely.
Next time I won't underestimate it. But yeah, witches and warlocks.
What a bunch of animals over a song. We are
Over
up
a
against the
song.
devil. I've always thought, and you tell me what you think, Natasha, I always thought this isn't just a political race. This is good versus evil. And now when you said that, I was like, dang, there's another reason to believe this is good versus evil. What do you think?
That's exactly what that's exactly what I say. And I told my husband when I got those messages, and I said, if this doesn't show that we are on the right side of things, then I don't know what does.
Wow.
I would like to know, too, were you at the
Johnny Blanket over there, my twin brother. He looks like me, but we're different.
So your base of music was through Christian music, because I have to tell you, for me, once I started hearing that Christian music, that's what moved me, because I was always raised a Catholic. I was always raised, you know, God, Jesus, and the things were pretty much all the same, but being a Christian just took me to another level, and it was all about the music. Were you part of a religious family? Is that where you got started?
I did. I come from a very strict religion of United Pentecostal, Apostolic, and of course I'm more charismatic and non-denominational now, but I come from a musical family, but I struggled with severe stage anxiety. So I was part of music in every church, just wanted to be in the back. And in 2010, my dad died cleaning his guns at a table. A bullet hit him in the heart. And I went through the worst depression. He was gone so quickly, and I couldn't understand it. And I questioned God. And I questioned why. And I didn't get an answer. And I got very angry. So I downsprouted into depression, and it was music and God that crossed my path at the perfect timing. I wouldn't be alive today if it wasn't for that. And so music is very powerful in my life, and that's the reason why I started doing this professionally, to give a little hope and to let people know that have been kind of outcasted as unlovable, and that God loves them and will never leave them, and that they don't have to turn to alcohol, drugs. Everything leads to suicide. So that's where my heart was, very a niche ministry on the road. And it was hard for me to take a political turn because I felt like I wasn't helping in ministry. But one cool thing is people who love my music are going back and listening to the Christian music. And I get messages all the time saying, I never have listened to Christian, but now I do. And thank you. It's helped me so much. And so I've been able to get a little bit of ministry in the past few years, which has been great.
Beautiful. Good one, Johnny. Freddie, I know you've been practicing your commercial all week, or your question all week.
Well, speaking of witches and warlocks, my in-laws will be coming over for Christmas this year, and one of them's a liberal, so I think I'll be playing your album on the Echo device, and maybe it'll cast out their demons.
Nothing like Trump 1 bringing the family together for the holidays.
Yeah. I'd rather split my family apart than bring them together, because some of them are tragically liberal. So it's better to clean out, clean the house out, and I think your album will do the trick.
I think it will too.
And Natasha, what you just shared after Johnny's question regarding your own spiritual journey is something that goes above and beyond just the words in your songs, because the person behind the song plays an important role to those who listen, right? And so that spiritual journey is something I think that many of us can relate to. There are times in our lives that can be very challenging, very difficult, and to know that we're listening to someone who understands that and then has become Christ-centered again and is restored and renewed you is a beautiful and amazing thing. Can you tell us a few points about your new album release?
So That America is my political songs. They're very targeted. They're very clever. We could write 5 Christian songs in one day. The political sector is a little bit more difficult for us because one wrong word makes it very cheesy, and we wanted to be very clever, and I think we achieved that, but we take an astronomical amount of time in order to do that, sometimes sitting with a song for six months or so. But it's got a collection of all the singles that I had put out, plus some. It's very well-rounded. It talks about the Second Amendment. It talks about the Rhino Republicans. I called them out at one point. It's got the 2 Trump songs on it. It's got kind of a Bill of Rights type song on it. I'm trying to think of what other songs. It's got That America. We put out a song right before the last election to remind Christians that they needed to vote, but what our view of the world is going to be like, in my opinion, if Trump didn't get in. A very dystopian future, and that's something that we're still battling with the 2030 Great Reset and all of that. We also have just put out a climate song called Climate Change is Real Stupid, and it really kind of calls out all the billionaires and the hypocrisy. So if you want a fun album and a political album hitting all these social topics that are very controversial, then this is the album for you. This is the one that will bring the family together or split them apart at the holidays.
Well, not like we enjoy controversy here at the America First Warehouse. We're not looking for that. We are really peaceful, loving people. When Donald Trump said go down to the Capitol and peacefully protest, but I understand the BBC didn't put that in their news. Just the way they all are out there cutting up his speeches. I mean, it is such a tough time to be now, in the world. But I do feel wonderful here in America. My question is to you. I get upset when the liberals label everybody. Everybody's going into a box.
Right.
Now, you were saying that you were part of a church. Now, I'm Roman Catholic Church, Roman Catholic. It's very strict. Not the Latin Mass and nothing like that. But it was. I mean, I can almost recite the whole Roman Catholic Mass, Johnny. Right?
Yeah.
I go after the Our Father, and then I go into the Peace, and then I can almost do the whole Mass because that's the way it was. Now, John but he fell in love with the Christian music and the Christian sound. You had mentioned in your description earlier many different labels of Christianity, I think. Even Pentecostal, I might have heard from you. And the Pentecost to me is the spirit above the head. So the songs that you are singing here on Saturday night, are these your songs that are going to be spiritually sung that you created through all your growth stages of Christianity?
Yeah, so, all 4 of my albums in Christian music were another chapter of my recovery that I didn't expect at the time that we wrote them. From making it through a trial, rising above, being a warrior, and then truly standing. So because it's Christmas time, it's going to be a variety of music. I'm going to incorporate some Christian music in there. I'm going to incorporate all these fun, political, patriotic songs. And then I'm going to add a bunch of Christmas music in because you have to do that going into Christmas, right? The week before Christmas, you got to do that.
Yeah.
We have a 15-foot Christmas tree in the warehouse over there. We say Merry Christmas. In our first segment, we were talking about that, the words that we say. And we're not looking for anybody's response. I wish peace on just about everybody. We have about 2.5 minutes left of the final segment of the America First podcast. And I do understand that you might be a guest on some of the other podcasts coming forward today. We do a whole genre of different podcasts. We try and cover them all. Now, there's a little rumor, or a little bird might have told me that the America First media and television needs a reflection of God first country, and we're looking for somebody to maybe help us on a new breakout of a podcast here at the America First Media and Television. Oops. Was I allowed to say that to you?
Yeah, my heart is all about faith, freedom, family. That is what I've been yelling for so long, and trying to get the church to be more politically involved so that we have a good representation. There can't be a separation between church and state. So that's where my heart has been, and I would love to have a bigger platform to be able to screen those things to try to motivate people.
Well, I am just blessed to hear those beautiful words from you. We thank you so much for coming on to the podcast today. I also want to just bring Kevin in because he'd like to know if he can possibly get you on his radio show, if that's set up.
Yeah, I have a radio show, and we've got a national audience. I'd love to have you on this week, maybe promote the show here at the America First Warehouse. Is that cool?
I would love that. Yeah,
All right,
y'all
thank
just
you.
throw whatever at me, and I will make time. I leave actually tomorrow night to come to Manhattan. We're going to be in Manhattan for a couple days before we come out to Long Island. So, yeah, just give us a list of what you need, and I will do it for you.
I can't wait to Saturday night to see this place jumping up and down to Trump won, and you know it. Wow.
I can't wait either. And I'm bringing my family. My 2 boys are coming.
Oh,
my
that's
husband.
awesome.
It's just going to be a great time. I am so excited. I don't think I've been this excited about a concert in a long, long, long time. So thank you for having me out. I just can't wait.
Nastasha Owens here this weekend at the America First Warehouse. We hope that you get online, you get your tickets right away. If you don't feel it, come here. The Holy Spirit is with us. We'll see you Saturday.